All right. So once you've built this engine right here, this ability to take data and connect it and have insights and make decisions, let's talk about that. So for us, we spent 2 to 3 years doing this, which made it look like we were behind. I will assure you that by February of next year, you're not going to look like you're behind. In fact, I think in about 20 minutes, he's going to start showing you what we've been building, and I think you're going to go, oh, we're really not behind. Actually, we're not only not behind, folks, we're moving rapidly ahead. And the reason is because, well, okay, and here's another comment, and that is, you know, using this is your choice. This is not a sales pitch, right? I'm totally agnostic in the sense of, if you don't need to use any of this, then don't use it. I mean, this is not a sales pitch, right? We're doing this because this is the battleground of your industry. This is the fighting for you to be as significant as a real estate industry as possible, with the ability to provide the most services for the most amount of money that is fair for you to charge, right? Isn't that what we're fighting for? Yes, yeah, best service, yeah, absolutely. So let's go through this. So we built this. At some point, we turned to this. So instead of the More system, you see us migrating towards Cloud More. So I want you to imagine again, how many years of data did we have to train all of this?
Historically?
On the cloud.
Oh, I mean, we had years going back to since you started.
Yeah, I just wanted him to say it. Yeah, yeah. Yes, folks, the amount of data that you had to go train the cloud the issue here is training it. This isn't just a room that you open the door and throw data into. A cloud service is a real estate specific cloud service, is a cloud service that has been trained through microservices so that it is very aware of what the data is. It knows what you're asking. And then, of course, training artificial intelligence. If you went to Siri and said, do a 30-year amortization for me with a 5-year balloon, what would it say? And it's not going to be doing that anytime soon because it's not an industry-specific artificial intelligence. So understand that the incumbent industry, no matter in an industry, has absolutely the leg up over people that are coming into the industry. The battle is, can a technology company go and build out the technology and learn real estate faster than an incumbent who has all the data and has all the customers, right, can go build technology. So if they build their technology, their race is, how can we then go get customers? Can we go get market share? Can we go get adoption faster than you can build technology and just hand it to your people? Do you see the race?
This is why the Disney acquisition to counter Netflix was such a monumental thing, because an incumbent with all the data and all the infrastructure and all the content is now putting on arms race that says, game on.
Yeah, you don't have my data anymore.
That's right.
If you have kids or you want to go watch anything that Disney ever did, you're going to watch it through Disney.
That's right.
Yeah. We thought that's what Realtor.com was going to be. And that turned out to be a fiasco. By the way, all for greed. I mean, the people that ran Realtor.com are in jail, folks. I mean, this is a story that nobody wants to talk about, but this whole thing now again where our entire industry is in conflict. And it's in conflict, again, because short-term payout. I can get rich, get my money, I get to have my IPO day or whatever that is, and I get to run off. And let me tell you, that's what drove Realtor.com. It was the entire thinking behind it. And once you realize that, you went, oh my gosh, we're in trouble, because that means they're going to sell out, right? Compass says, and I'm not picking on companies, but Compass says, we're a technology company. But where'd they get all their money from?
You know, SoftBank and overseas and
Asia.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And they believe that data is the new oil.
Yes.
Okay, so understand that who owns Compass? Americans? Say no. No, they don't.
Definitely not agents.
Do agents own it? You're very feeble, but I get it. And by the way, I'm not, and again, I'm not being disparaging. If I've said something that's factually inaccurate, just let me know. Fact check me. Okay? And this is my point, that this is a moment in history where you associate actually makes a difference. And in the past, I don't know how much it totally did. Today, it makes all the difference. It is the literally the industry itself is being fought over, isn't it?
100%.
And you're not from our industry.
Nope. No, I come from the working with Fortune 50 companies, and we've seen this in other industries. You know, I worked a lot with Bank of America in the banking industry. This happened with the credit unions, and then the disruptors coming in, the auto traders, things like that. Saw it in the automobile industry, Tesla. Real estate's now going through this journey.
Real estate's now going through that. That's right. So Cloudmore. So unbeknownst to most people, we released that outside of the U.S. and Canada back in November last year.
Yeah, the end of Q4 of last year.
Yep. And so we literally, and by the way, the earth moved and nobody realized it, but literally for the first time for any international real estate company that was franchising outside of North America was actually had the data. Folks, that's unbelievable. That it's actually unbelievable, right? So we were testing it there. We're now bringing it back to the U.S. and Canada. It'll probably take us the rest of this year.
Yeah, well, a lot of things we're going to talk about today is the agent operating system and the broker's marketing system becoming one.
That's right. So this whole idea of double data entry and things like that just kind of goes away, right? That at the time that deals are done, it's called a distributed database. So at the time that any data is entered one time by anybody, it doesn't have to ever be put there again. So meaning that when a real estate agent puts in listing data, where does it sit? There. If that later became part of a green sheet dollar distribution, no one has to go retype in anything. Does that make sense? Okay, just as an example, that's just a cheap parlor trick. But that's the example of that. Now let's get really serious. So this is the dashboard. So I want you to understand that we believe there are essentially 4 major dashboards to run the real estate industry with the consumer, the agent, and the market center. The first one is and when I say dashboard, now correct me if I'm wrong, but when I say dashboard, remember, this is actually the platform. So we're not building, I use the word, we're not building software, because I'm trying to draw a comparison.
I think an analogy is you don't send text messages from your phone, because you can send them now from, if you're on Apple, from your iPad or from your laptop. You send text messages through Apple. And we're the same. Your iPhone, your iPad, your laptop are just mechanisms to interface with Apple's platform. We're no different. So whether you're on, by the end of the year, whether you're on Command, on Kelly, on Connect, you're not actually doing things through these products. We're not building individual products. You're just interfacing with our platform, and everything just talks to each other.
So these are dashboards, if you will. This is where the software is, if you want to use that analogy.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So when we were talking about bolt-on technology, all we were talking about was that real estate agents are they're being sold software, if you will, right? And then they use spreadsheets underneath it in order to pull the data out and create plans that they execute, right? And what we're saying is that is by the end of this year will be the day of the past. That's over with, right? When we did a study of our own people, we found out that in our estimate that our own real estate sales partners were spending between $700 million and $1 billion a year on bolt-on technology. You got that? Yep. And the companies that are building software right now up here are all being built to sell.
Yes.
They are. They're all being built to sell to somebody else, right?
Well, and Gary, going back to your original point around the agent-enabled tech trying to discount down to 1%, our whole hypothesis is that if we can give that $1 billion back to our agents and let them spend less time on the functionary of running technology and virtual assistants and Excel spreadsheets and managing multiple products, that their fiduciary that we can provide to our consumers will allow us to take more market share and defend our commission.
Yes. And one of the ways, yes, that's right. Well, there's a, so when we start talking about building this out and at no additional cost ever to our people, immediately all of the software, not all of them, but 99% of all software providers in our industry immediately declared Gary Keller is a jerk. And literally, and you felt it. And I apologize, but it's not me doing it to you. All I'm doing is trying to drive your operating costs down. And those people that are making literally multiple billions of dollars of income would prefer not, right? It's no different than the second you give up lead generation and someone else generates it for you, who's in control of the cost you're going to pay? You're not. The second that you don't own your technology, right? Who's in control of what that cost is going to be? Who's to tell you in the future that this won't cost twice as much as it currently costs? 3 times as much. Can you stop it on your own? Can we stop it? Mm-hmm. So one of the themes that you see going on in Keller Williams that has now made me and this company one of the most spit at companies on the planet, which I'm proud of that. But it's true, is because we're messing with everyone's money. Meaning that in the fight to keep you at the core of the real estate industry and your ability to be able to charge the most amount of money, fair market prices for your services, we are literally taking everybody on your behalf. Well, I know you say that, but a lot of people immediately, oh, no. Now, I promise you, every day, these providers that agents are currently running their software under are undermining Keller Williams at every moment. And you know it. They are, right? They are literally holding conferences where they invite agents to and then privately try to recruit them away from Keller Williams to another competitor because that competitor is promoting their software. Yes or no? Oh, yeah. And you don't see a problem with that? You don't see the conflict in that? Yeah, people are mad at me is because I called them out. By the way, just so you know, after I did that at Inman, I got a personal letter from CEOs from all over the country, from RE/MAX to you name it, privately thanking me. And then, by the way, immediately started announcing what they were going to do. Good for them. Good for them. Wake up. Absolutely. Yeah, you bet.